Hello Aquarius and welcome to your monthly forecast. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. We're going to be taking a look at the month of August here together. It's going to be something that you can use for Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus, and you can watch it either before or during the month. I always like to begin with channeled messages. Your messages today came from dreams, and there were two primary sort of directions and energies that came through as I was focusing on this. One was the ability to change things in real time, to flip the script. And the other was about incoming opportunities and even resource management. All right, so let's talk about flipping the script. In my dreams this morning, I saw the image of someone writing sideways. It was very hard to read what they were writing. I also saw a financial ledger here, which was interestingly enough like on its side, so not quite balanced. And I can take these images and bring through some messages. And the first was to balance out your resources. So some of you may be overextending time, energy, money, even effort in one particular area and maybe not investing enough somewhere else. So just taking a look and making sure that give and take is where it needs to be, reciprocity, etc. is present, and if not, it's time to rethink things. This is also very much like, for those of you that are writers out there, a chance to edit or rethink or kind of toss out one script and start with a fresh page here. Looking at inspiration from different places that you normally wouldn't is something else that came through because of the way that the writing was sideways. So be open to inspiration, information, and direction from different points of view and different directions. In the spread, when we look, we may actually end up getting some swords cards in reverse because oftentimes that's about editing or speaking up. The next piece here had to do with what looked like a home to me. It was a home that had it was almost too big, it felt like. A lot of space, a lot of rooms, many of which were not occupied. And as I was looking at all of these spaces, I thought to myself, there's a chance here to maybe do better with what's around you, the resources. Use more of the room, spread things out a little bit. And so that was one message, was to not feel constrained or limited because I saw room to grow. The other thing was I saw, and I couldn't make out who it was, Spirit just said parental, or maybe for some of you, either like a mentor or a teacher. The energy came in and left. And then I put it all together and I'm like, I feel like there's a chance for many of you to move beyond the blocks and open doors in your life that maybe your parents, your teachers, those whom you looked up to maybe couldn't in their life. So you can release familial, ancestral, and possibly even energy from peers where they were blocked. So this is a chance to be unblocked, to try new things, to open new doors. I chose the 10 of Pentacles here because some of the constraints in our life sometimes are from those close ties that we have. So don't be afraid to open a door, to knock on a new door or path and explore and see what that opportunity has in store for you. And again, because this is a resource-oriented card, this is a time to really explore what resources are available to you. All right, everyone, let's take a look now at the Celtic Cross. I'm going to give the cards a nice shuffle now, and we're going to see energetically what's coming through for the month ahead. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks so much for taking some time today to be with me. Let me just change my view so I can see the same as you. All right. I've got two that stuck together there, and they're two beautiful cards too. All right, folks, let's begin with your catalyst card. We have the Healer in reverse. This catalyst will help you with change, action, and movement in your life. Let's just take this apart in multiple pieces, then we'll talk about the healing. First of all, we have a three-headed snake here. I think you can call that a hydra. The three-headed snake, for me, the first hit that I got was past, present, future, kind of like the fates or the Norns. It's giving you a chance to sort of look at things in all directions. And the healing portion actually could be healing things like financial issues, lack of opportunity, doubt, fear, or anxiety, anything in your life, particularly even like parents or grandparents or ancestral line that held you back. This is your chance to cut the cords on that and say, not me, I'm choosing a different path. I'm feeling untethered by that. I'm not going to repeat history. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to seize this moment, and I'm going to look in different directions, just like we talked about. So it's actually auspicious that this card wasn't right side up. So learning from the past, applying those learnings to the present, knowing that your story is yours and yours alone. You're not repeating history, okay? Snake equals power. 3 heads and then an egg with like 3 pieces inside. We're looking at something that could take you in multiple directions, that could last multiple years. So for some of you, especially if you are inventing, creating, or launching something, or you've just signed a new contract or just joined in with something new, this has legs to last for a while, and I like that. There may be some internal healing that you need to do as well before you can fully sort of surrender to this new state, since the card was in reverse. And it is, again, not allowing you, it's encouraging you to look. Maybe it will allow you after we talk about this, but encouraging you to look in all directions so that you can get the big picture. Sometimes we're too in the weeds to see an opportunity for what it is. The Ace of Pentacles here is also something that you have to let go of at some point. So you may be wanting to protect that, and there comes a point where it's time to release that. So it'll be a little bit of internal auditing and you're going to have to look at your own sort of path and think, why am I holding on? When am I ready to move on to the next thing? And I think we've covered just about everything on that that I need to. The Healer also just saying this is a perfect time for anything in your life where you feel like, I want this to be better. You have the capacity to do that right now, okay? Let's take a look now at the Celtic Cross here, looking at everything that this month has in store for you. You know, I really like the overall trajectory. Let's just celebrate the fact that there really aren't many tricky cards here. There are no like Devil, Ten of Swords, or even like Moon energy here. It's all very positive. We see movement toward resources, some balancing that needs to be done, people and success that are kind of incoming. And here it's really about management. So it all aligns nicely with what we were talking about. Let's basically start with this centermost card here. There's so much to love about the Ace of Cups because what this really represents is the key to success. And I know you're like, well, Nicholas, wouldn't that be the Ace of Pentacles? Yes, but it's also the Ace of Cups because this connects you to higher realms. Love is the universal currency that we actually can take with us. It's the language of God, the guides, the universe. And when we're in the frequency of love, we also coexist with that frequency of success. So like I said, this represents another ace, like Ace of Pentacles. And if you love who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, then you're going to attract more of that. And it's just going to sort of like boomerang and amplify. And that's maybe why we saw multiple things coming through within that egg. So I feel like the more connected you are on a heart space to things, the better. Yes, there could be new love incoming for many of you. There could also just be this influx of creativity, and for many of you, even heightened sensitivity or intuition. All of these things are good. Nothing really here that you have to worry about with respect to the Ace of Cups. Now we have the Four of Cups crossing this, which could be a surprise. I always like to look at this as a happy surprise, an awakening, something unexpected. It's usually when you least expect, anticipate, or are looking for something when that comes knocking. In this card, the illustrator did a great job of showing that by the fact that they're lifting up one of these cups that was upside down, and right inside we see a beautiful rose. It's an unveiling, uncovering. Now, this is kind of antithetical or opposite of what the traditional illustration would show, and that's good, because the traditional one has someone missing an opportunity. This one, we actually see them discovering. And I like that. So this month, I feel like you may have more of an open heart or open mind, which allows you to see something from a new perspective, again, aligning to the channeled messages. I'm almost to the point where I'll have this card and we can look at the traditional one. What you'll see, here we go, with the Four of Cups is this person looks a little grumpy. They wanted something to go in a particular way and it didn't. They expected something to happen at a certain time and it didn't. But guess what? Something better may be coming through. Why? Because the guiding hand or insight of spirit is there all along. So in this one, we are also seeing maybe for the first time in a while that you have the capacity to manifest, that you are part of something bigger. There's an awakening to this co-creation, if you will. You're writing your own script, and that's what this is illustrating. So stay open-minded, expect a happy surprise, or be open to something that, you know, maybe wasn't part of the initial plan, but might even be better than what you had anticipated at the beginning. All right, deep past. This is the karmic lesson that's coming through, and it gets amplified here. So we have a management card in the form of the Chariot, but it's even higher here with the Emperor. So let's talk about the Chariot first. In the past, you may have felt like you were pulled between two directions. What your parents wanted, what you wanted, what society wanted, what you wanted, what your partner wanted, and also what you had in mind. The important thing here is that eventually you realize you're steering your own ship. You're going in your own direction. And if people unconditionally love and support you, they will align with that. If they have to do their own thing first, they'll do that. If your paths are meant to cross, they will. You have to eventually find the inner voice, the inner compass. And that's the main karmic message from the past. Not to micromanage, not to be micromanaged, not to let someone pull you off path. All of these are also part of this. You've always had the capacity to move in the direction that you needed to. Now you're starting to see that. Now you're starting to celebrate that. Now you're starting to see that there might have been a perfect alignment so that in this moment in time, everything is coming together exactly the way that it should. Now what we're seeing here in the recent past is an elevation here. The Emperor represents personal sense of empowerment, really taking charge and authority and accountability, and reconnecting with that Two of Wands energy where you're focusing on where you're at and where you want to be, because that's kind of what that represents between the two wands, is the liminal space between your goal and the reality of what's happening right now. So I think you can make this happen, but it does require that sense of, if somebody's going to do it, I'm going to do it. If I'm going to take this path, I'm not going to apologize. I'm just going to move forward and give it a go. There could be also some power struggles this month. People may be trying to get you to agree to everything. So the multi-headed Hydra here is also kind of being pulled in too many directions. So you get a chance to basically say what it is that you stand for, and you're not going to be able to make everybody happy all the time. So be mindful of that and do the best that you can do, knowing that that has to be good enough at the end of the day. Okay, now let's take a look at your two crowning cards here. So the cards stuck together, and I wanted to honor that, and what beautiful cards they are here. So the first of the two is the Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups represents, of course, partnership and friendship and an elevation to an agreement to kind of take something to the next level. And it's the next natural progression from this. Meeting someone that you like, starting something that you really are passionate about. Again, a business partnership even that gets elevated. It's good because right underneath this, we also have a card of success. Basically, the ability to make this happen it's in your hands. It's something that you can decide to do. And we have all the sort of components for success here in this nest here. And if you decide to do something, you can build this together. So partnerships are playing a key role in your success. You're reminding me and you're asking me. You're saying, Nicholas, it's reversed. I know. So this connects with the Four of Cups. Timing could be inconvenient, unexpected, possibly even not what you want. Nonetheless, what you've been looking for is here. Sometimes the universe has its own plan. Inconvenient time is message number one. Do you want this? You don't have to do something you don't want to do. When we're looking at, again, power struggle here, and then we have two people, possibly two parents or a couple people that you respect in your life pushing you into an agreement you don't like, an arrangement. So it could be accepting a job, accepting love, accepting a contract. You and you alone get to decide, usually. I mean, there are situations sometimes where I know people have to agree to certain things, but if you have the autonomy and the voice to step in and say, I'm not ready yet, say it if you're not ready yet, okay? Make sure that when you make a commitment, it's for you and it makes sense. And then beneath this is a card here that we would associate with trying to please or to get success. So the Six of Wands, this is one of the best illustrations, because normally we have someone riding in on the horse. There's an attention to all the people around them. This one, we're not seeing all the people on the horses, or you're not seeing the people or the person on the horse. You see instead all of these birds, which represents different points of view, feedback, people's comments or ratings or reviews. So you're gonna it's not discard that, but you're going to focus on doing the work and doing the work that matters most, connecting to that center card of the heart, focusing on your direction and, again, your voice, and deciding to pick and choose what makes sense and knowing that that will lead to success, not basically doing things to please others or to try to replicate previous success. So that's what I get with this. Keep your head in the right direction. Focus on doing what's right for you. And if you are really into this sort of partnership, what's good for the two of you. Don't let other people get in the way. And that's what all these ravens or crows represent too, people that are kind of squawking and and trying to kind of share their 2 cents worth. All of this is leading to many of you for like this chance to rise up. This is an Ace of Wands, but it's also a Phoenix in the Ace of Wands. So if there was a past failure, setback, or delay, it's not here in this present month. We now see you fanning the flames, rising up. And if you didn't have a chance to do something before, now is the chance to really give it 110%, because you have gained experience through the setbacks, through the challenges. You have now this sense of fire in your belly that you didn't before. This is also like a conductor. You can almost see a little bit of that here. So all of these management cards, the Chariot, which came through in the reverse state, the Emperor, which came through in the reverse state, they're actually asking for that sense of clarity and direction. And this is your chance to really say, I want this, I don't want that, really focusing on what's important to you and maybe demonstrating how it's going to be done. The leadership also requires someone to kind of roll up their sleeves and say, here, let me give you a hand, let me show you. You could even whiteboard something or have a conversation, but somebody needs clarity. So this month, be the lighthouse, be the beacon of clarity for others, and that's going to serve you well. All right, let's take a look at how you're showing up this month. We have the tightrope walking, 2 of Pentacles. So the main message here for many of you is to basically remember not to overextend. You don't have to be everywhere at once. It's okay to say no to one thing so that you can focus on another. It's also a time where you want to really make sure that when it comes to things like your finances or your energy, that it is balanced out. So the accounting message that I got earlier definitely connects with this. Where there is overextension, overspending, or something maybe that you've overlooked, now is a chance to find efficiencies. Because when you start to do the research, you may surprise yourself and think, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Or, yeah, there's way too much time, energy, or money that I'm putting in over there. So trimming those edges off so that you can focus just on the core piece, that's key. Because once you take away one of those distractions, then you just have the ace. And that's basically what we had here, again, at the beginning. So reaching for that ace, focusing on it, and allowing yourself to not have to walk the tightrope that might have been something that you were experiencing before. This also constitutes a work-life balance sort of challenge for some of you. And again, that could also be even a power struggle between a couple of people in your life. So this is about realizing that you can't fix things for everyone, you can't be everything to everyone, and you can't be everywhere at once. So once you've made your mind up on what matters for you, everything else follows suit and you're no longer walking the tightrope. One of the things that can help you on that road of balancing is movement. We have a 6 of Swords card in the reverse state. So the reversal could simply illustrate that it is a long time coming. And what we see in this in the upright position is rising above a challenge in your life and feeling better for that experience and for moving on. Sometimes saying goodbye or I quit or I break up, it's the hardest part. But everything that follows, it's just sort of like, oh, finally, I can now focus on what I was supposed to be. So many of you may be in the throes or in the middle of a major transition, a major move, or a major decision. You've got one foot in and one foot out. And that's why the card could also come through reversed. Ultimately, the minute you let go a little bit, then it feels like just like an air balloon. You're going to be lifted up to the next portion of this journey. In the realm of sort of letting go, the Six of Swords is one of the transition cards. We usually would have three: the Four of Swords, the Six of Swords, Death. There are other ones, but those are the key ones. So Four of Swords is kind of quiet. Time heals everything. Six of Swords is more active. Death is kind of instantaneous. But with the Six of Swords, you're steering the ship. This is a common theme here because this is one of the transportation cards. So is this. Both of them require direction or participation. Both are reversed. So maybe it's not what you wanted to do or when you wanted to do this, but this movement is nonetheless a key to the success, which we actually start to see here. Let's move on to hope, fears, and opportunity and outcome, because I like where this is taking you. So the first step here is personal healing and development, which also aligns with this, and both healing cards or energies around healing were reversed. So this is a chance for you to prioritize what you need and say, hey, I know maybe in the past I've had a hard time asking for this, but now I'm going to ask for more time, for more money. I'm going to take some time to myself so that I can focus on things like education, healing, growth, development. And that's basically what this maternal energy in the Queen of Pentacles would do. She's second only to Empress when it comes to the ability to nurture or to birth. We have a rabbit in the corner, which shows very quick growth. We see the snake here as well, which is power and movement and flexibility. And she's flexible enough in this moment to say, I need to focus on me. And it's not selfish. Remember, sometimes you need to have that personal balance. It's like we charge up all of our digital devices when we see them reach a certain level. Each of us has a different comfort level with how far we want to let that battery go. But you know, once you get past like the 20% mark, things start to shut off on certain devices. So you don't want to allow your life to get to the point where you're sort of in the fight or flight mode or the shutdown mode and you're just doing the essential. Make sure that you do self-care and use the boundaries and the communication of your needs well in advance of that. You're going to be happy that you didn't wait, again, until it got sort of urgent. Now, as we look at your outcome card, we have the Princess of Discs. So this is a page. So this was taking some of what you've had before, investing it in yourself. Now we get a return on it. It may not be immediately the same amount, but remember here that we're seeing something that could take you through the next 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 years. So we want to give that time to grow. Pages are open to giving and receiving and asking as well. She's willing to go out there, hit the streets if she needs to, and say, listen, this is something that I'm interested in. Are you on board? She can use her network because, by the way, if I can get these cards to come off the table here, the Two of Cups as well as the Six of Wands are cards of success and partnership. So this is someone who is well respected, and this is someone who really has great one-on-one communication skills. And then this is also someone that's saying, yeah, I'll do this. It's a hand outstretched. So you have to ask. You never know what will happen until you ask. And that's how we can connect these cards up here. But let's just take a moment before we get into the expanded forecast to look at the core cards here. The big idea, the big purpose, the big so what is to find your balance, find your footing. You have what it takes this month to get other people passionate or excited. This is charisma. And this charisma will open up new opportunities. And basically what we see here is moving, changing, and steering that ship so that you can move towards more resources. People, success, and resources are all in the upper echelon here of this reading. and that's what's in store for you. Let's now take a look at the expanded forecast, which includes health, wealth, love, and destiny. We're going to begin with the energy of health, looking at mind, body, and spirit. As this disclaimer says, I am here to help you with energetic decisions. If there's anything going on in your body, then please work with a professional. Speaking of the energy, though, this month, we actually have an energetic card. My aura is magnetic to golden opportunities. We have 2 cards here in the center and also the near future that support that. This is passion. Well, this is really your passion and connection emotionally, but this is also other people reacting in kind. Like attracts like. Aura, magnetic, chemistry, all of that is what we're seeing here. It may surprise you, it may surprise others, but you have this chance to manifest. Why is it coming through in health, you may ask? Because some of you have been walking this tightrope and you're saying to yourself or to me, I need a change. I can't do this any longer. Take the first step this month, okay? Now let's just focus on specific messages surrounding what can make you healthier and happier, again, with respect to energy here. For some of you, it's time to take a trip or time to get out. This card represents moving away from where you're at, whether it's temporary, like a trip, or permanent, like you're moving from one home to another, one job to another, or in or out of a relationship. Some sort of key movement is central to your happiness. And as you move, know that you're moving towards greener horizons or perhaps unexpected abundance. We see a prioritization for many of you on the success in relationships and knowing that any past mishaps or challenges really aren't showing up now in the present. So this is a chance to change the course a bit. A chance to release something and basically allow for growth to happen this month, which is going to let go of some of the stress or tension or that you might be kind of like holding on to. And basically at the end of the day, just investing in yourself is what we see with this as well. The only cautionary notes that I have for you, don't get distracted when driving or operating machinery. When it comes to travel, make sure that you've planned and you're not sort of doing it haphazardly. That's going to help you with delays. And try not to overdo things. Queen and King of Pentacles or Cups reverse can sometimes be consuming too much as a form of therapy. So whatever you're doing to treat yourself, everything in moderation is what that card says. Okay? Otherwise, we're looking at a really good spread. Balance and moderation being the key to success, not trying to please everyone also being key to success. Remembering that you have the ability to create change and call in that thing that you're looking for, which is nicely connected to wealth. So we have the Air Guardian, which is you, Aquarius, and it says shift your perception. So let's look at this card upright. So basically she's saying, as long as I can see it, I can do it. If I'm looking in a different direction, contrary to where the opportunity exists, I'm missing out. So back to the Four of Cups that we talked about earlier, things could be happening sooner or later than expected, but they're happening in cosmic timing. And when you start to realize that you're a part of that, you're co-creating that, then you just think, all right, I must be more prepared for this than I anticipated. Let's see where it takes me. And that could be exciting, folks. Now let's dig in a little bit deeper and see what's the message around different sort of wealth and career and life purpose energies. So for those of you already in a job right now, networking is important. We have 2 cards here. This is the professional network and this is the one-on-one sort of network, and word of mouth kind of going between the two. Spend time on core relationships. Say yes to a party invitation or a special convention or something like that. All of that face time actually adds up and is quite beneficial in the long run. People are seeing your experience, and oddly enough, there could be something where they were looking for someone that was younger or older, because we're getting contrary vibes here. But because we have all this magnetic energy which came through in health, they're willing to take a risk on you. So there could be a door that you open. Remember, we'll go back to the dream. You open it up and you say, I'm exactly right for this because of X, Y, and Z. I know you may have some concerns on this, but let me put those to rest or allay those concerns because of this. be bold and be confident. You might be surprised in what you can open up. People are looking for that leadership and experience, okay? The air guardian also being one that is open to speak about things that they care about. So this is communication. Protecting your interest. It's okay for you to say, this is important to me, or I'm excited about this. People want to hear that sometimes. So having just enough interest without going overboard could also be a key to opening up some of those doors. For those of you that might be in a job and frustrated, don't be afraid to look elsewhere. I see at least 1 or 2 opportunities on the horizon. If you're retired, what we're seeing here is travel playing a big role here. If you're a student, I really want you to soul search and make sure that you like the path that you're on. Some of you could have 2 or 3 directions that you want to go in. Go on the one that feels best, either intrigues you the most or makes you most passionate, or wouldn't it be cool if it were the 2 together? But there has to be something that gets you excited because you'll be doing this for a while. So make sure that it's what you want, not simply mom, dad, or teacher, which are these energies. And remembering that I saw that sort of leadership energy pass through the house, but you're the one that has to inhabit the house of your life. So you have to feel at home with the career, with the you that you're creating, okay? So that's what I would like to say with that. And I think that covers all the different facets. If you're just looking for direction, this is very nurturing. This is very people-oriented. So some of you are kind of figuring out a way that you can make a difference in the world or connect with others. This is very much helping people, counseling people. Definitely keep picking up on maternal energy coming through today. So just expressing that for some of you that are looking for confirmation. And I like that we're going from a lack to an abundance. So a lack of resources and energy or overextension to having just enough. It all hinges on communication and moving in the direction that best suits you. And that's everything for wealth. Let's move on to love, which is all facets of relationship status, whether you're single or with someone or just focusing on work things. What we've got here is Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. I love that we got an alchemic card for you. Alchemy just being a fancy word for transmutation, taking one thing and making it into something bigger, better, or brighter. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Everything in this card is really like the third eye or the crown chakra. It's elevated, it's bright, it's protected as well. The card being in reverse, some of you may simply have the false belief that you can't do it. You can do it, but you have to believe in it. So I can guarantee this, if you don't believe in yourself and you consistently put that doubt out there, it's going to be harder to achieve what you want. And sometimes when you achieve it, you'll have a harder time writing it out as long as you could have. If you trust yourself, if you believe in yourself, not only is it more attractive to others, but it's going to be easier to hold on to the success when it lands in your hands. And it does look like it could this month, okay? So it's coming through in relationships, but again, relationships aren't just love. It's abundance in all forms. So if people are coming to you this month, it's because you've earned and attracted that opportunity. So do yourself a favor and don't second guess good news or love or opportunity when it comes knocking. Let's now take a look at 3 different types of relationship statuses. Those of you in a relationship looking for love or single and happy, we'll begin with those in a relationship. There may be some personal healing that you or your partner need to do first and foremost. That's the most important piece, because until the healing has been done, it's going to be difficult to have conversations and figure things out. So prioritize your self-care, and if they need support, give them the support that they need or help them get the support that they need. I love in the crowning position that we see love and success. There may be a chance to celebrate either mutual success or one party is doing really, really well, and it's a chance for the other partner to really be there for them. What are the challenges this month? Well, your partner could be traveling, you could be traveling. There could be distance between you as well, like actual distance or figurative. You're not communicating as well or as much as you used to. So this is an invitation to just be more communicative. There is love, there is passion. There's just maybe a chance to sort of like be at the same place at the same time a little bit more, because I feel like if the stars align and you're there, things are good. But it feels like two of you could be the ships in the night. So make a date night, basically. Make sure that there are chances for you to be there. Because there's a lot of harmonious energy, but then this is also pulling you in different directions. Some of it just has to do with working too much, committing to too many extracurriculars, or being too many things to too many people. So focusing on the two of you. Reminding yourself also, if there's a really big challenge in a relationship, that you don't have to be everything to your partner. You just have to be your partner's partner. You can help them find the other resources they need, particularly if that is emotional, financial, or something beyond your job description. You're going to help them with that as well. You can't do everything. The main other obstacle that I'm picking up on is control issues. We have 2 court cards in opposing directions. We have 2 power cards, both of them reversed. It feels like you might want to go, especially if you've been together for a while, you may just have grown into a sort of different path where originally you had sort of dreams that converge, but now maybe they're diverging and it's sort of like, but I really want to focus on this, and your partner wants to focus on something else, or it's remained constant and you're going in this direction. I said earlier, you're allowed to change your mind. It's just about figuring out, as a partnership, are you both willing to take that sort of road together? Will one partner bend a little bit, or can you both meet a bit in the center? That's the big challenge for existing relationships. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything there. It looks like you can work it out. Try not to worry so much about external optics. It's about the two of you. If you're looking for love this month, sure, you can find it. There's a lot of options coming through. Karmically, I'm picking up on an issue around, again, control. And I also see something where in a past life, you might have been the boss of this person, the parent of this person. There was some sort of an authority dynamic. Since you're calling in karmic energy, you're moving beyond that this month. And you don't have to worry so much about who's in charge or who's smarter or who's more this or that. See yourself as equals. And that's going to balance out the karma. A couple of things here. It should feel really good from the beginning. Like first date, you should feel the chemistry if you're looking for someone. Don't fake it. I mean, it's either there or it's not, because with 2 aces representing heart and passion, we have all the components here for success. There's a chance to heal some old relationships as well. We'll talk about that at the end because I feel like that touches on all categories and I'm just picking up on that. But anyway, one last note for those that are single and looking. In a public setting, it could happen. So a work party, a friend's birthday, a wedding, somewhere where you wouldn't normally be looking for someone, they could come up and talk to you. Okay? Not someone in your normal circles, though. This is someone that's a friend of a friend possibly, and they just happen to be passing through. There's definitely could be a distance component that you have to work out in the long run, and that's something that you'll have to sort of figure out if it makes sense for you. Okay? Ultimately, though, I do like that we have a queen and a page here. I would have liked a queen and a knight because they're a little bit closer energetically, and that's why I feel like there is this power dynamic as well that needs to be worked out. Take all of that out of the mix. For those that are single and happy, a lot of success in work right now, and also really good networking skills coming through. So this is a good time to be seen, a good time to put your energy out there. You might be torn in 2 different directions. By the way, sometimes I see the 2 of Swords but the 2 of Pentacles can also be this feeling of, I don't know which one to do. So some of you just have 2 really difficult choices in front of you, in business, in love, or just in life in general. So the tough thing is going to be which one is more rewarding for you. And you'll have to sort that out for yourselves. But I feel like you can do that. And I was mentioning here that there's a chance for healing this month. So if something didn't go the way you wanted in the past, you have a chance to say, I love you, I'm sorry, let's make this right. Or at least extend the olive branch and know that you tried. Let's move on to your destiny card. What came through was the shark. Really cool illustration here. The shark for me is a complicated totem, but it's typically one that we can find some really cool things in. The first is it's an apex predator. It gets what it wants. So much like we saw here with your health card, my aura is magnetic to golden opportunities. You have a chance to create, to acquire, to attract. And if you really are kind of going on that hunt for success, you have a chance of getting that. So that's one thing that the shark brings, is success in its pursuits. The shark doesn't rest very well, though. I believe that they have to keep moving, right? So one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is, if you are on the move, whether it's a physical move or just a lot of travel, make sure that you're slowing down enough and often enough to allow for a reset to happen. Because sometimes you can just be on that, go, 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 go. And then the other thing is just to be mindful of a shark in your life. Sharks sneak up on you and can represent energy that I would connect with the Seven of Swords, the devil, or the moon. Sneaky. So what we want to make sure that we're doing this month is checking, leave no leaf or rock unturned. Open things up a little bit. Look at your finances. Really take a look in all directions, just like we saw with the Hydra. And this will give you a chance to clear out any hidden sharks that might be there. All right, let's go ahead now and take a look at messages surrounding sun, rising, and moon and see what's in store. Sun, rising, and moon. There we've got the shark message that was coming through. Let's start off first with the sun sign message. So Aquarius sun, movement, new beginnings, clean slate, rewriting the script, much like I said earlier, or flipping the script. What I like about this particular Fool card is she's half in, half out. She's still kind of filling in all of the details. So sometimes we want everything beautifully and perfectly put in front of us, and she's reminding you that there is this sort of beauty in having the room to fill in the blanks. Okay, so have fun with that if you can, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you need to. Pack lightly. Don't carry a lot of emotional baggage with you into the next big thing. Remember that part of the freedom of the Fool is being unencumbered by the past and allowing yourself to just experience something with open heart and open mind. And this is a new door, a new opportunity that is knocking. So again, just sort of see where it takes you. It's a leap of faith that the Fool typically represents. It's the second travel card too. And I would say it's the third mode of transportation. So this would be one mode, like car. We have then ship, and then we have by foot. So there are multiple ways to get what you want, and you may also need to try a few different methods this month in order to attract or achieve the golden opportunity as well. So don't miss out on the face-to-face thing. Make sure that you're stepping out into the world and exploring opportunities. Looking at the rising sign of Aquarius, here we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Don't let your sort of like thoughts or your fears get in the way of abundance, because almost everything that we saw this month had to do with opportunity, development, balance. So the Nine of Swords also, I mentioned earlier, some of you with that shark message could be lacking the sleep that you need. The traditional card shows this a little bit more. So sometimes when you should be going to sleep, there's this script of everything that, hasn't been done or might go wrong or whatever, kind of playing in your head. And this is reminding you that we can amplify those thoughts sometimes, and they just create this cacophony that doesn't need to exist there. So let go and focus on opportunities. Write down these thoughts or questions and let them go. When you open up your eyes and mind the next day, you're going to have more clarity. So anyway, practicing stress management, having adequate sleep, getting adequate exercise, and working with the appropriate professionals for all of these. Last message with this is Nine of Swords is typically not as bad as you think it is. It's usually going to an extreme worst case scenario and trying to prepare for it. It has a time and place, but it can't be a constant place that you're at, okay? So take a deep breath, practice self-care, and get out and explore the world a little bit. And that's what the Fool card and the Six of Swords were all about, okay? Let's now transition into moon sign messages. So for Aquarius moon, we have the Seven of Swords. And the good news with this one, if we look real close, you see the two foxes at the top. You can't outfox the fox. You're the fox. There also might be another fox trying to fool you, or in this case, a shark. But you're going to see the fin long before this shark comes on the horizon because you've been aware and awake the whole time. I love this person is kind of peering from behind the scenes. So you'll be looking, you'll be aware, trust your intuition this month. If somebody is not doing what they said they would do, call it out. If someone is asking for something that is too much, is unreasonable, call that out as well. Make sure that you're not caught between a rock and a hard place. If you need to edit, revise, or reject a contract, sometimes they're just not acceptable. Say, that's not what I want. No thanks. And don't even just say thanks, but no thanks. Sometimes it's just no thank you. If you want to make it very clear that it's a no and that there's no coming back. Because accountability, I would say transparency, authenticity, and honesty are all the things that you can use to thwart off the Seven of Swords, and you can also use to transmute it when you see it. So just, basically call it out for what it is and state your purpose, your intent, or your lack of interest, and move in a different direction, okay? Because you can do this. Last and final message for the Seven of Swords is basically for you to keep the promises that you make. Oftentimes we have a hard time, you might say, oh, I think I can do it, but you can't. Don't do that. Only commit to things where you know that you are invested, you are capable, and you're going to follow through with flying colors. With that being said, we're going to now move on to your final question. This month, if you want to do the meditation, it's a standalone. So you can look in the comments or the description box below, and you'll see a link to that. All right. Now, for the final card, what I'd like you to do is to focus on a question that I've haven't yet answered, I should say. You can see all of the cards in front of you. So if there's something that is calling to you, go ahead and meditate on that. And while you're trying to figure out what the next step is, let's see what Spirit has to say. Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups as the final card is a call for you to, 1, do the research, because this really is exploring all options. 2, to allow yourself to dream. Daydreaming is a valuable way to connect to intuition. Dreaming is a valuable way. That's why when you cheat yourself of that rest, like we were seeing here in the Nine of Swords, it's basically counterproductive to getting things done. So rest and daydream and explore the possibilities, and then decide what it is that you want. But it is all of those things. You first have to explore. You have to ask questions. It's an inquisitive card. Eventually, though, you'll land on one of those cups. And if we take a look here at the center, I feel like you will eventually know exactly which direction to go in. You've got to pick them up and see which one is best for you, and then go forward with one of those. As a yes, no, it's ask more questions. You're not clear on it yet. And when you're trying to manifest, the universe doesn't really want ambiguity. It needs clarity. When you're trying to lead, people don't want ambiguity either. If you've ever tried to make a date with a friend and they're like, you say, well, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to see? I don't know. And it's all I don't knows. It's stressful for you because you're not sure if you're making a choice that's mutually beneficial. It's so much easier to say, I feel like this. What do you think? Well, I really wanted this. Well, how about this? It's a compromise between the two. Or we'll do this and next time we'll do this. We want decisive and clear energies so that it's not one person making all the decisions. Okay? And I love that the energy is parting and we have a starfish at the bottom. This is a chance for you to move beyond old blocks, to heal yourself, to come back stronger. What a great month overall, Aquarius. And again, movement being a key component, balance being another component, and we do see the road to abundance here. Loving the magnetic energy and the charisma as well. These are the keys to your success this month, and we see success in the crowning position. That brings this reading to a close. If you enjoyed any part of this, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and subscribe as well. It's a great way to show support. It helps other people find these videos as well. If you'd like to go an extra step, you can leave a comment. And because we had so many cool cards around movement and connecting with the heart, you could put a heart and tell me what your passion is. You could put a ship and tell me where you're headed or what your goal is this month as well. And that would be fun for me to read. And it also helps other people find this. Give me a follow on social media. It's always at Nicholas Ashbaugh on all major platforms. If you ever need clarification of where I'm at or how to follow me, you can go to my website as well. It's nicholasashbaugh.com. A quick reminder, I do not give private readings, so if anybody offers one, you know it's not me, you can block and report that person. Thank you so much to those that have given back with a super sticker, super chat, super thanks, or for those of you that bought a membership, because that helps me develop more videos here. From my heart to yours, I appreciate it. And finally, I'd just like to say thanks for spending some time with me today. It is so appreciated. You have a lot of choices here on this sort of wonderful platform, which I'm appreciative to also have here on YouTube. But thank you for choosing this particular place to be for today. I do appreciate it. I have videos that I drop every week, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. It's all the sign-specific ones. Every Sunday, I do a live stream, and every day I do a 1-minute card reading. You can go to all of those links on my main channel page here on YouTube. It's pretty organized, and hopefully you can find it all there. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And again, thanks for your time and energy. Wishing you all the best. Bye-bye.